explain to me what we're doing. So we should be at the finishing stage, but we're nowhere near because we've took stock of what's going on with the drainage, and you can explain in a second, but basically what we have both the utility and the kitchen drainage and one of the bathrooms, and there's something else too. Anyway, all going onto one drain, and it's a lot of pressure, and it doesn't handle things well all the time. So we are swapping things about, aren't we?
Yes.
So to do that, basically what was happening is the stuff from the kitchen, the water from the kitchen would go this way into the utility room and then onto the drain. But we have another drain outside the kitchen, and so in our wisdom we decided before we halfway through fitting the units, okay, let's swap the drainage and where it goes to, which means going through the walls. And how have you been doing that, Julian?
With a core drill bit. One thing is it's 20 centimetres long, with about another 10 centimetres there, and the wall's 40 centimetres. So it didn't quite reach. So what we've done is we drilled down through 40 centimetres, which that is, to get a guide hole at the other side. And now I'm going to go out the other side, outside, and use a core drill and drill through.
Try and come through the other way.
And come through the other way.
To complete the hole. Which is easier than when we tried to go through, because we did reconfigure all this drainage before to go through to the utility. And it was all this massive boxing up here, but we've minimised it down now. But going through this wall, is this the wall that's 60 centimetres? Yeah, so the internal walls here are 60 centimetres. Yeah, and that was electrics to go down there and the drainage. But this is slightly smaller because it's the window alcove, isn't it? Yeah. Whereas if we'd have been trying to go through the side walls here, it would have been another 60 centimetres plus. So not as difficult as it could have been, but it's still taken a long while. And then, once the drainage is sorted, then we can move on to getting back to the cupboards. So that's where we are at the moment with the kitchen. A few people have been asking. Yeah, and Julian just said, we'll give you the reveal at Christmas. Please don't joke. Yorkshire tones coming out there. We are literally upside down at the moment. This is the salon, and you can tell that we are kind of camping out in here. We have children's toys, dog, Julian working, our really nice fireplace that is brown and needs painting because it's awful. We've got yet to swap over the stove. There's a lot of work to do in here, but as people who are following us on Facebook and Instagram know, that it is a lot better than it was. I will show you a before photo here. To do now is get the new skirting to a state where we're able to then start painting in the next couple of days. So what happened was we started painting the ceiling. and then just realised that the plaster work was just not going to be up to scratch for such a large room, which we want a better finish on. So I started plastering. Half of the walls, and then while I was working in the garden, our volunteer at the time, Chris, did the other half around here. And we're now just starting to try and put it back together. So we have new skirting boards because some of them were rotten. Just got one to fit there. And Julian is literally just filling some of the tops at the moment. There's still some gaps. And we just want a nice finish, so that's what he's doing. And I bet you're really enjoying that job, aren't you, Julian?
It's brilliant.
Give us a smile then. Yeah, but it's a means to an end. And a lot of people would just use caulking for this. But we have had our previous house in the UK renovated from start to finish. That's another story. And the caulking, sorry Carl, you do a great job, one of our friends who decorated a lot of the house, but the caulking, because the house moved so much, just did not work well. So we're just using filler, and we're going to see if this has a better job, but painstaking work because it's a massive, massive room. And the wood we purchased, because you cannot buy the size of these skirting boards off the shelf in France. They are 23, 24 centimetres high we had in the end. So we went to a local sawmill, ordered them, just ordered plain boards, purchased the router, routed the top to give it just a bit of a decorative edge. Sorry for the children screaming there. Gave them a first coat of paint, just as a base, fitted them, which in itself, that's Chateau, our dog, by the way. Hello, Chateau. Hello. Video bombing. Gave them a first coat of paint, fitted them, and these walls were all over the place, really, really bad. And they're a lot straighter than they were, but this was my first ever plastering job. And it was impossible to make them straight really as a novice plasterer. So Julian's just kind of catching up really. But it does, I mean, even remember when, what was his name, the carpenter we had in the UK? Peter. Peter actually was our carpenter in the UK, young guy in his 20s. Did a fantastic job with lots of different things in the house. Also won BBC Young Apprentice of the Year or something at the time, so really skilled guy. Even he had, even after the professional plasterers, had a massive difficulty fitting the skirting board in that house. So I'm really pleased with that, Julian. It's going to look good. I don't know if we've got any photos of what the skirting was like previously, but it was really bad, wasn't it? Yeah. We had, because there's under these double doors, these all, this gives the weedy patio, but these all open out, and all the only, I shouldn't say much really, but the only security we really have at the moment is just like these cremones. So, and the dog, yes, of course. We have a little gap, and we still have a little bit to fill here. You can see where the floorboards just rotted away, where over there, I mean, this house is over 200 years old. There's been a house here for about 400 years, so, and yeah, the air coming in, and I don't know. So they weren't in a good condition. We had rotted boards around the sides. The floors dropped, so there was massive gaps, weren't there, Julian? Yeah. Under sometimes centimetres deep between where the floor had dropped and then the floorboard was still attached to the wall. So the whole thing needed redoing. So that's what we're doing at the moment. So Julian's going to try and get this done over the next couple of days because then I want to get in here and start painting. Another coat needed on the ceiling, which I didn't plaster. It was, as a novice plasterer, new plasterer, it was far too difficult to plaster this ceiling for me. I am going to be plastering, I think, the little bathroom ceiling that we're doing shortly. But it's in a good enough condition, not like some of the others that were around the chateau. So that's one of the things that we're up to at the moment, or that Julian's up to, and I will show you what we are doing, or what I've been doing. So sorry about the mess at the moment. This must be here. This is the office. This is where I'm working at the moment. So this is the room. It's, again, I'm not sure how many people are following us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, life at Chateau de la Couture. But it's a very long, thin room. And this is where you can see there the little bit of wood jutting out. And then once again at the top there, this is where the old servants' staircase was. So we have the staircase here, this wall that you've just passed, that's the main staircase. And then here would be the staircase that the servants would use, and this would go all the way up to the 3rd floor. So you can see an alcove there. This is a water pipe, which we couldn't move. We could bury it in the ground, we could have moved it and gone up to the ceiling and things, but I've planned this room that's going to kind of disguise that a little bit. And this room is going to be an office. It was nothing, it was a kind of dumping room for the previous owners, I think, from memory. All yellow and brown. So I've done quite a few days working here already, and as I've said just at the start of this video, we're sort of picking up the momentum and the speed, hopefully, she says, inside. So this is what it's going to be. It's going to be an office. It's got a lovely little cute window there. These were our lights that we brought from the UK, French enamel lights. Reproduction, they're new lights, but they do look really nice. But this room had no electricity at all. So we've put electricity in from, and it wasn't easy, but we took it from 2 rooms away, came through this wall here, and put some sockets in, and then also we've gone up with the connection there, some more double sockets, and that's when how we brought in the lights, the wall lights, with the light switch down the other side. This was a real state. It had a damp wall on this one here that I'm pointing out. It was impossible to patch, so basically we needed to reinstate the plaster. So plastered the wall. It's a bit rough and ready behind the pipe, but I'm not worried about that at all, because this is just, in essence, my room. So I am now in the process of painting the plastered area, because it took a long time to dry. And then I'm going to get back to work on the door. So the door has got this beautiful fan light at the top, which mirrors, of course, it's the same door on the other side of the hallway, which I love. So it's a drizzly day, but that fan light and that window just create quite a lot of light in here. So I'm looking forward to it being a nice office. I mean, fortunately, I do not spend a lot of time in the office anymore. Perhaps as we start to show some more videos, edit some more videos, do some work and tutorials in the garden, then there may be a bit more editing time. I am finding, unlike when we last renovated a house, which, by the way, guys, we're going to do our story properly in the next couple of weeks. We're just a little bit busy at the moment. We are working day and night. we are on a deadline to get this place opened for the summer. We want to have 1 bedroom open initially in June, and a lot of the other work done. For instance, try and finish the kitchen, but the priority is the living room really, because guests won't see the kitchen. So yeah, we're going to sit down and tell our story. It's an interesting one. I hope you think it's interesting, but yeah, it is. So we'll tell you about why we came to France and how all that came about. But we hope you find at least some enjoyment in the meantime of just watching us sort of bring together a few of the aspects inside over the next few weeks, because that is our focus. Yes, the kitchen garden will remain a focus, and what you'll probably find now, if that's okay, because set this channel up as our life story of what's going on now here with our life in France, as a bit of behind the scenes, and we just happen to be renovating a chateau as well. It's not like some of the other channels where it's all about renovating the chateau. So I hope you find some enjoyment that there's some other things as well. But I hope it doesn't put those people off who do really like watching the chateau renovations. Hope there's going to be enough here for you to stick around as well. And I don't know, please in the comments, a lot of you are saying some lovely comments, but let us know why you started following the channel. Is it because of the gardening? Because that's a lot of what you saw so far. Is it because you're waiting to see what we're going to be doing with the renovation? Let us know. Because the aim now really is that we're going to start doing one gardening video at least a week, and one focusing and showing you what's going on with the renovations. So I'll cobble all the little bits together that have been happening over the next few days, and hopefully a little bit more tagged onto this, and we'll show you how we're getting on. And I hope you're all well, and that your lockdown life is coming to an end, like please, but ours will too soon here in France as well.